last night. I was a little tired, so I feel like I missed some things. And then I watched it this morning while I was working. And I took some notes so I could talk to you guys about it because I've been making some Love Island Whisper Ramble videos, so I figured I would do it again. And I'm so sorry to those of you who don't like chewing sounds or whatever, but I have some seaweed and I'm gonna eat it. I've never eaten on my ASMR channel, but I've wanted to. Like, I've been wanting to eat on my ASMR channel, but I don't know, I'm like scared that it won't sound right, so I guess we shall find out. So anyway, let's get started. I have notes and we could talk about what happened during the reunion and my opinions on it. So as the reunion starts, I don't even remember what happened when it started, but anyway. So they're like going over like the final four and like where they are now. And they ask Brian about the cheating allegations. I didn't take them as anything. Like, I saw some like videos and it just seemed like speculation, you know. But I just thought it was so weird because, what's the guy's name? I'm so sorry, Andy Cohen. So Andy Cohen asks like, Brian, I heard that there were cheating allegations against you, and Amaya immediately starts laughing. So I was like, a red flag to me, because I was like, that's not funny. Like, if he's like cheating on you, like, you can play it off as a joke, but like, that's not funny. That's a really serious thing. Like, if he possibly cheated on you, you know. Anyway, he said that he had a lapse of judgment and he like was pouring shots or something. I don't know. It seemed like they were trying to like downplay it, honestly, because he's like, I had a lapse of judgment, but then he's like, I was pouring shots and like whatever, and Amaya's just laughing and she's like, if I like, I'm not someone who would be with someone who would disrespect me like that. And I was just like, you're like disrespecting yourself, Amaya. I love Amaya, but like, you are disrespecting yourself if they're talking about cheating allegations against your man and he's saying he had a lapse of judgment and you're just like, that is serious. I'm sorry, maybe it's just me. If I found out, like, you know, if it was me and my partner, I mean, we are way more serious, we're getting married, but like, if I found out that my partner had a lapse of judgment and like flirted with girls and someone asked me about it, I'm not gonna be laughing. Like, I'm gonna be like, hey, she did something wrong, she apologized or whatever. Like, you know, I don't know. I found it weird that Amaya was so nonchalant. But anyway, then they talked about Huda and Chris and like, are they friends now or what? And Chris said that Huda reached out to him a couple days before the reunion. Why do you think that she did that? Anyway, sorry, the dog keeps barking. Anyway, so Andy says to Huda, like, you said in an interview that you think Chris had a wandering eye, like in the villa, and she like totally like tried to flip it. And she was like, I just think that me and Chris weren't good for each other. Like, you know, that's not what he asked. He asked about Chris having a wandering eye, and you don't want to talk about it. Anyway, and then they asked who Huda was even if your man is on Netflix, I just don't understand it. I don't know if you guys, like, I don't know who the Lewis man is. People are saying they think that he's toxic or whatever. Maybe she's met or matched. I don't know. But anyway, the people from Love Island season 6 who are following Lewis, like, unfollowed him and everything. It's like this big thing online. I don't care about this man. I don't know. I guess it's just me. I don't care. I just don't know why she couldn't talk about him. I wish she would say, like, I can't talk about him because he's on the show, or like whatever. I don't know. Anyway, they talk about Nick and Alandria. Obviously, they're like, you know, don't put labels on their relationship. But then Andy was like, so how was the journey? And Nick was like, well, they don't call me Big Belgian for nothing. And I was like, I'm so here for that. But anyway, speaking of like the final four, Amaya has unfollowed Brian. I think they unfollowed each other. People are saying that they broke up. We're not sure. Iris unfollowed Pepe and vice versa, and people are saying that he cheated on her because they did say on the show that they're exclusive, but this all happened after the reunion. But on the reunion, Brian and Amaya were still exclusive, and Iris and Pepe were exclusive. But yeah, so we get started talking about the other castmates and whatever. Like, Ace and Jelly come out, Taylor and Clark come out. And Alandria basically says that, like, she felt like embarrassed kind of because like everyone online was obviously saying like, how does Alandria not see that Taylor's not that into her and whatever. And she's like, I did feel like he kind of made me out to be a fool because like he didn't tell me that he wasn't physically attracted to me at the beginning, but he was telling all his friends that he wasn't, like, you know, attracted to her, but not saying it to her face. And Taylor said, I do feel like I owe her an apology, but then he didn't really apologize. He was just like, I'm really sorry for the way that I treated you. We were like dogs in the villa, you know, we were best friends. And Ace was like, should we clap? And it's like, clap for what? Like, what did he say that was like good, you know? And I've said in my other videos, I am not mad at Taylor for the way that he went about things. Like, I do think he could have been more honest with Alandria, especially when she came back to the villa. I do think that he should have been like, I think that I'm feeling it more with Clark, because he knew that he was feeling it more with Clark, but he was like, oh, we can still talk or whatever. And it wasn't until the stand on business thing that he was like, I pick Clark. Idiot. Anyway. Austin comes out. Austin's so annoying. You guys know I don't really like him. I haven't liked him like the entire season. But I did like that he put in a lot of energy with Shelly. And I thought that him and Amaya would be good together. Glad that didn't work out, but anyway. I was like, is he high on this reunion? Like, what is wrong with him? I can't be the only one. Anyway, Alandria confronts Coco because when Coco got out, she was like in an interview and she said that like Alandria was saying my man and whatever. Did we watch the same show, guys? Because Alandria was saying that Taylor was her man. Like, she kept saying like, you guys are trying to come for my man or whatever. Like, she said that. So I don't know, I also feel like maybe Coco was saying that in a shady way, even though she said that she wasn't meaning it in a shady way and that it got misconstrued. But yeah, Alandria was saying my man. said that in an interview that like, you think I'm just in it for the money? And Zach was like, I never said that. And Brian was like, oh yeah, well, you better like check on that, because you did say that. And I like heard it. And then Amaya was just like, yeah, I do feel like you were like trying to get with me and everything, because you found out that I was like America's favorite or whatever. And Zach was just like, okay, like, yeah, exactly. They bring up during the Stand On Business challenge how Huda wrote a note to Pepe about Grayson. I can't even remember what the thing said, but it was like, you know that you don't really like Grayson, and like you're still stuck on Hannah, or something like that. Not those words, don't get mad at me. Not those exact words, but it was something like that. And they talked about it, like they showed the clip of like Huda being like, oh, I'm the one that wrote that note to Pepe or whatever. Anyway, I thought it was so weird that Huda said, I am apologetic about the situation, but she didn't say I'm sorry. I am apologetic about the situation, and I didn't mean for it to hurt that bad. I don't know, I thought that was a weird thing to say. Maybe it's just me. You didn't mean for it to hurt that bad. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really know where I stand on the situation with Huda and Shelly, and how Shelly claims that Huda said that she was bringing Chris back for Shelly and not like for herself. We saw the clip, and Huda's saying that she wants to bring Chris back for both of them. So it's like, hello. But also in the clip, like I think that Huda was very clear with Shelly, but in the clip I got the impression that Shelly was confused by what Huda was saying, because she was just like, oh my god, yeah, oh my god, like, yeah. And I clocked it that Huda kept saying, I love you, and Shelly's like, yeah. Like, I clocked it. I like Shelly, but like, I don't know, I think she was really confused by the situation, and then I think that she didn't really realize what Huda was saying. So then like afterward, like further down the line, she's like, oh, like I thought Huda was bringing Chris back so that I could get to know him. I don't know, I think that situation, like, to me it's like, if you don't really like Chris and you are into Ace now, why are you still concerned about Chris? That's all I like could think when I was watching the show. But like now, even more so, I'm like, if you really wanted to be with Chris when you guys got back from Casa, you hardly put any like effort into the relationship. Why are you upset that he started like dating Huda? I don't know. I don't know, that situation's like, that clip clearly shows that like Huda did say to Shelly that she was bringing Chris back for both of them. So I'm gonna say, I don't really like Huda. You guys know I don't really like Huda. But she didn't lie about that situation. I really like Hannah. Other than Alandria, I think Hannah is like one of my favorites from this season. I think she's so genuine, and yeah, I just liked her. But anyway, a big topic of conversation was obviously that they kicked Hannah out. I still don't get it. I think I told you guys in the other video, I don't think that Hannah should have gone home. She had a genuine connection. Like, for Shelly to say at the beginning of the reunion, she's like, I think that season, like it's Love Island and blah blah blah, you kicked someone out who had a genuine connection, you know, like, so kind of hypocritical in my opinion. Anyway, I don't think that Hannah should have gone home, and I like her. I think she's so genuine. I think she's funny. I watch all her TikToks and everything. I think she's really funny. But she said that like her and Charlie met up and everything, and Charlie said that he didn't feel anything romantic, and Hannah said that she like doesn't see anything romantic happening between them, and I respect that. I heard that they have different like political views, and that's why they don't want to date, or at least Hannah doesn't want to date him. But yeah, that's what I heard. Anyway, so yeah, they bring Jeremiah out, and there's so many things, like layers to Jeremiah, like so much drama around the villa. And I like that he held his own and like did stand up for himself, because he said like, you really think that I love bombed you if X, Y, and Z happened, and I wasn't intentionally love bombing you, that is considered love bombing? And Huda said, yeah, I think that's still love bombing. It doesn't have to be intentional. And I do like somewhat see how Jeremiah was love bombing. I don't think that he was doing it intentionally, clearly. But yeah, I like that he stood up for himself, because I feel like we as a society keep throwing around the term love bombing, and a lot of people don't even know what it means. Just because you move fast in a relationship does not mean that you are love bombing someone. So I think we need to make that more clear. But yeah, they talked about how Jeremiah was kicked out from the villa, and like they showed the clip of them having the conversation to kick him out. And Ace made a good point. He said, how can I be the ringleader? How can I be controlling people if we are grown men? Like, if anyone wants to speak up on something, it's not like I was like always shooting them down. Like, sometimes I would just say things and I would be the most vocal person, and because of that, it comes off as like me controlling the villa, or me like being the ringleader. I mean, it's a good point. I didn't really like Ace in the villa, but I like him now. Like, I follow him on social media and everything. Like, I do think he's a good person. I love that he loves Shelly. I think it's so cute. But yeah, I don't know. You also have to think, like, sorry, the chickens are being so loud. You also have to think that, like, they're in the villa, disconnected from their friends and family, disconnected from like the concept of time, because I heard that they don't even have clocks. And like, I just feel like people don't always act rationally in these kind of situations, which does make you question the ethics. But anyway, I do want to give people like the benefit of the doubt, you know, like, do I think that Huda was acting like simply? Yeah, but that doesn't mean that people can't change. That doesn't mean that when she's out of the villa she can't be different, you know. Same with Ace. It seemed like Ace was kind of fiery sometimes. That doesn't mean that he acts like that all the time. Anyway, we got to see the most controversial, like, heart rate challenge. I think that it wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. Like, I mean, I just want to say, put yourself in Shelly's shoes. You're talking to someone. You've been talking to them for like 5 weeks. You feel like things are starting to get more serious. You might end up being exclusive soon. Your friend, or someone that you perceive as your friend, heart rate challenge in order to get his heart rate up because you want to win, whatever. You get on top of her man, making out with him, moaning, like, licking him down there. Like, I'd be mad too. And I think you're lying. If you're not polyamorous, I think you're lying. That you wouldn't be upset if one of your friends started doing that with someone that you've been talking to for like 5 weeks or however long it was that they had been talking in the villa. Like, I'd be so upset. But at the same time, I did see the way, like, are we not gonna talk about how Chris was like, had his head between Shelly's legs? Like, something was going on there too, like, and it happened twice. So, yeah, I think that everybody was just doing a lot in this situation. I think that Shelly has forgiven her, or at least that's the impression that I got. This is my last piece of seaweed, by the way. I got the impression that Shelly, like, has moved on from the situation. And Huda said that she's sorry that she went as far as she did. So, whatever. The only other thing that I want to talk about from the reunion is that Alandria said that about the picture of her head on George Floyd's body and like all the racism from Huda's fans or stands or whatever you want to call them. What do they call them? Hood rats. She said that she told Huda how awful it was, and Huda said she was gonna address it in a post, and she never did. She said, I just got too busy. I think that should have been made a priority. Like, if you have people who are following you and they're going and being racist, bullying people, I do think that you have a responsibility to do something about it. Like, I may only have 90 subscribers, but say that I said something on my channel of like, I don't know, I said something about somebody like bullying me, and you guys all went and sent death threats to the person. Of course I'm gonna come on my channel and say, please stop sending death threats to this person. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a platform, I do think that you have the responsibility to like use it wisely, and like, if you know that you can influence people to not be racist, you know, then I think you should be telling people, please don't be racist towards Alandria. She's my friend, you know. She also insinuated in her interview that Shelly and Alandria were bullies, and I think she said something, I should go back and watch it, but I've watched it twice, but I think she said like that she never meant to make Alandria out to be a bully, and it was just her fans like inferencing that she was a bully. So it's like, I don't know, it's not her fault that her fans are being racist at all, but I do think that she had a responsibility, especially if she told Alandria, yeah, I'm gonna post about it so that this will stop, or like it'll be less now. But that's all I have to say about the situation. I just think that Huda should have taken it seriously when Alandria came to her and said people are being racist, especially because when they got out of the villa, Huda and Alandria were together all the time. Like, there are pictures of them like snuggling up with each other and everything, and it's just like Alandria was there for her, you know, all the time. So it's like, now you have the whole internet calling them, Shelly and Alandria, mean girls, and Alandria was never mean, you know. Do I think that Shelly was a little off base in her comments? Yeah, but I don't think that she was like trying to be mean and like bully Huda. I think that's a little ridiculous. The only bullying I've seen this season is people making fun of Ace for being short. I think that's about it. That's all I have to say about the reunion. Like I said, yell at each other. Amaya and Brian have possibly broken up. I voted for Amaya and Brian to win. But I also was like, when it was the final two, Brian and Amaya and Nick and Alandria, I was like, if either of them win, I'll be so happy. But it seems that Nick and Alandria are doing just fine. That would be the only couple from the final four that is still like a thing. If they are a thing, if they want to make it more of a thing. I mean, obviously they're together a lot. They do commercials together. They go on trips together. They were talking about they want to go skydiving together, which I think is so cute. So I do think that even if they don't date, they'll definitely be friends for a while. Especially because Nick's family likes Alandria so much. That makes me so happy to watch them. But yeah, by the time the reunion was over, it was a 2-hour-long reunion. By the time the reunion was over, I was like, I've had enough of Love Island until next year. Like, I don't even want to hear anyone's voice. I don't want to see any posts on my TikTok, on Facebook. I'm over it. Also, I feel like this season of Love Island, I have never seen so much racism from people like before. And it just like, I don't want to say it ruined Love Island for me, because I probably will try to watch it next year, but it made Love Island not as fun to watch for me. Like, I watched it with my fiance, and it was her first time watching it this year, and I just kept telling her the whole time, like, this is not what Love Island usually is. They don't vote people off because they had their fair share of, like, you know, connections or whatever. Like, no, you vote for people based on what connection, like, they have that's stronger. Like, in the situation with, they had Anna, Iris, and Amaya up for elimination. I love Amaya. She should have gone home. I think that, like, they picked someone with the strongest connection and kicked her out. So, like, you know, like, I just feel like that happened a lot this season, and that's just not how you do Love Island. And I mean, if Ace and Jelly are confused as to why people thought that they were together and they were like plotting to like win or whatever, I think that was a good that exemplifies a little bit that, like, they were plotting to win because there was no reason. I'm sorry, there was no reason to be sending Hannah home, to be sending Jeremiah home, Charlie. Like, it just, to me, is like you're just trying to get rid of your competition so that you can win Love Island. It's not what it's about. And I hate that. So, yeah. I mean, last year I do remember that they kicked that girl out, the blonde girl. I can't remember her name. That she was kind of annoying. They kicked the blonde girl out, and she was dating or seeing, coupled up with Rob. And I was like, it's kind of not fair that they kicked Andrea out, like, as opposed to the other people. Like, I love Janae. I'm so happy that, well, it didn't go well with Kenny, but like, I was so happy that, you know, she had found a connection with Kenny. But at the same time, looking at the people who were up for elimination, Janae should have gone home, and I didn't think it was fair that Andrea went home. So, Andrea, whatever. But anyway, feel free to let me know your thoughts about the reunion in the comments below. Also, did you like that I had the seaweed? I mean, like, just not seaweed, but you know, like, did you like that I was eating while talking to you guys? Do you hate it? Please let me know in the comments below. And I'll use that feedback moving forward, because I never eat on my channel, and I've been wanting to, but, you know, whatever. I thought that seaweed would be like a good start, because it's crunchy, but like soft. Not soft, it's crunchy, but like, I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, let me know in the comments below if you liked that I had the seaweed, if you didn't like that I had the seaweed. Sorry. But I promise I will have more videos to you soon. If you have any ideas of reality shows you want me to talk about, I have been watching Big Brother, but I don't know how I feel about this season. So I will probably make a video eventually about Big Brother, but yeah. Let me know in the comments below if you have any reality shows that you'd love for me to talk